Hey, sweet people, and welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster. I'm an English teacher, a podcaster, obviously, and as almost always, I am here with...
Alexia. Hi, everyone. I am the guinea pig of the situation.
How are you doing, Alexia? And I miss you.
I miss you too, amor. I might be under the weather.
Yeah? You're not feeling too well?
No, not too well.
What's wrong?
I don't want to give anybody specifics of what my body's doing to me, but I don't know, maybe my throat. I have no idea.
Okay.
Because here it's like sunny, 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 and then it's raining, and then it's sunny again, and then it's raining and cold, and I never know what's going on.
Well, I hope you feel better. And after the episode, we can talk privately about what's going on with you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this week on the show, we are going back to the basics. Remember, Alexia, when we started Inglês no Rádio? It was literally just, I would show up with two microphones and say, hey, let's record an episode. And you say, what are we talking about? And I say, I don't know, let's just do it.
It's more or less like this every day.
Yeah, but we have become, I like to think that we have become a little more professional. Normally we plan, have some notes. But this week it's busy, so we're just doing it.
Yeah, what I want to say is that we always do it like naturally. We don't have a script in front of us. That's it.
Yes. And all I want to say is we normally do it naturally, but we prepare enough so it's natural and spontaneous. This time it's pretty much just all spontaneous, which could be great, could be a disaster. Either way, I'm excited to do it with you.
Awesome. Me too. So today we are back to the basics. And what are we talking about?
Okay, so today I want to talk about teachers. More specifically, language teachers. And even more specifically than that, English teachers. Because that is what we are looking for here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my idea for this week on the podcast was to really talk about how to get the most out of, or how to make the most, or how to take advantage of your English classes. And just to explain, I've taught a lot of private English classes throughout my life. And during the last couple of years, I've kind of stopped because we've been focusing more on our courses and the podcast. But during the pandemic and quarantine, I started teaching some private classes. And I just started thinking a lot about, most students don't really know how to use private classes and what makes a class effective. And to talk about all of these things, you have to start with teachers.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because, you have to trust the teacher as well as you would trust your family doctor. No, as much as, I'm not paying attention today, as much as you would trust your family doctor. Like...
Yeah, you could say as well as in that situation.
Okay.
Both are totally fine. And I don't know if you need to trust your English teacher to the same degree that you trust your family doctor.
Of course.
But it definitely helps if you have a good relationship with them.
Yeah, exactly. You are gonna have to be able to talk about anything with anyone because of your English teacher.
Okay, so let me put this question to you, Alexia. For you, personally, if you are taking a language class, what is the single most important quality that you want the teacher to have?
Being able to talk about everything, like, and not focus only on one thing.
Not being able to focus on only one thing?
Yeah. Because some teachers, they are like, okay, today we are gonna talk about, I don't know, peanuts. And we are gonna learn
Talk
everything
about
about
what?
peanuts.
Okay, that's not what I heard the first time. Maybe you want to choose a different example?
O que você escutou? Peanuts. Você escuta
Yeah.
peanuts?
Yes.
Ah, não. No. No English teacher told me that, but that's fine.
That's good. Okay, let's use the example of soccer.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about soccer. And maybe what I want to talk about soccer is about the women's soccer team, right? And maybe
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, they are much better than men nowadays, but that's fine. And I mean, that's what I expect. Like when I talk about it, the English teacher would say, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, okay. Why do you like them? Why are you so interested in talking about this?
Okay. So this is really interesting, Alexia. To me, this really brings up two different points that I think are connected, but both really important. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on one hand, I think having relevant information, relevant things that you are interested in, and the teacher having the capacity to talk about those things dynamically, that's really, really important, right?
Yeah.
So you have to imagine, if you're learning English, you are not learning the entire English language. I cannot talk about physics in English. Literally, I'm illiterate in physics. So if I am talking to a language teacher that is a physicist and they're very specialized in that and can't talk about other things that well, that doesn't help me. So I want someone that's interested in the same things that I'm interested in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Take as an example, like my students with they are Portuguese students, right? And
They're learning Portuguese.
Yeah, one of them, he is like 17 years old, the other one is 24 years old, and the other one is our age, like 30 years old. And they are on different phases of their lives, and they want to talk about what's happening right now with their lives. Maybe someone went to the hospital, or maybe the other one took a hiking trip, and the other one is very, very
a hiking trip.
I'm very mad with his job, for example. I have to be able to talk about these three different things and teach them how to talk about this while they are trying to like explain to me the situation.
Precisely. So that is a perfect transition to my second point. You want someone that connects with you and shares some of your interest. But the teacher, in my view, is really the responsible person for maintaining the conversation, for keeping the flow going, I think you have probably had this experience with language classes where you're talking about something and then you kind of stop and then the teacher's just kind of waiting. And then it's like, okay, well, now we can focus on something different. And that really does not help the momentum of the class. It kind of breaks the rhythm. So although you do not know exactly how to talk about everything with like hiking trips or medical emergencies, you are good at maintaining a conversation, and that really helps the student.
Yeah, that's it. For me, that's the most important part of a teacher.
Okay, so I think these are both super important. Number one, someone that can really talk about a lot of different things. They connect with your interest. You have things in common. And number two, they can speak dynamically and keep the conversation flowing, keep the conversation going. So just a couple of practical tips about how to find these people. Number one, you're probably going to have to try a few different people. It's not like the first time you have an English class is just perfect. But both of these things are pretty easy to perceive quickly. Like if you have one class It's very awkward. There are a lot of stops and pauses. You can probably sense, okay, this teacher really isn't a good fit. Or if they ask you, what are your hobbies? And you ask them, what are their hobbies? And you have nothing in common. These are things that you can really see in the first class.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Alexia, I think that is a great start to talking about good teachers. And I am excited to continue the conversation with you.
Me too. Just because we are awesome teachers.
You are an awesome teacher.
You are an awesome teacher.
And y'all are awesome students, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.